Dumbledore from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets once said, "It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices." Very thought-provoking. Films that contain an inspiring underlining meaning can be found in a lot of places, including the 2016 Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah. This year, our goal was to search out the festival for films that inspire, transform, or just make us think about life. As filmmakers ourselves, we wanted to pay tribute to actors, producers, and filmmakers striving to make a difference in people's lives through the power of film. Our first stop was the premiere of Resilience, a documentary film directed by James Redford. Yes, Robert Redford's son. The 60-minute film looks at adverse childhood experiences, also known as ACEs, and how they may be linked to medical conditions such as heart disease.
My own life story, I've had my own issues with health and understand, the challenges of trying to come back from difficult situations. So I think I've always had a particular interest in what health challenges are and what we can do to solve them.
As a physician, I think every one of us, when we write our application in medical school, on that essay we say we want to do something that's going to improve the health of communities. We want to do something that's going to make a difference in this world.
Karen Pritzker and James Redford produced the film through their production company KPJR, whose mission in filmmaking is to make films that not only educate, but make a difference. Sounds like our kind of filmmaking.
I do believe we have a lot of suffering in life. It's really what our lives are about because things happen.
Sure.
But we have to be resilient.
The importance of hope and the necessity of true friendship was the theme of Rob Burnett's new film, The Fundamentals of Caring, starring Paul Rudd, Craig Roberts, and Selena Gomez.
It's about people in different stages of their life, people can relate to, because it is life. No matter what life throws your way, you have to understand that it's going to be something that's always going to be there. And to find three broken people kind of learning from each other is really special.
Paul Rudd mentioned the thrill of being at Sundance.
I love coming to the festival. I love seeing films while I'm here. I think back and it's like, I remember I was here a couple of years ago. I got to see Boyhood, which I thought was one of the greatest films of the last decade. Tell me, Lizzie, what is she telling you?
What would be a film without music? Well, we know that music score helps to capture the emotion and helps us feel what the characters are going through.
We've had to work on, we have to be very modest as composers, not to underscore exactly what's happening in the film, but what's the greater picture here? What are we trying to say? What's the message?
We have seen quite a few documentary films about musicians here at the 2016 Sundance Film Festival. As we know, music can be very transformative, thought-provoking, and we spoke to Don Cheadle this morning about his documentary about Miles Davis.
When you think about Miles Davis and think about someone whose styles just touched every type of music that you could imagine. It's just, to me, it was very inspiring to have this person sort of be the centerpiece and try to use his music as being front and center and the thing that guided me through the whole process. Really, it's a very music-centric movie.
He sort of cast Miles Davis in this crazy caper movie, and I think that's a very clever idea, and it seems to work.
And we also spoke with
Spike Lee about Michael Jackson's Off the Wall.
I think it's working on several levels. People familiar with Michael, this would be the introduction to Michael. So his music brings us all together.
After attending these two documentary premieres, we had learned that Sundance Institute, one of the world's largest grant makers to documentary film, announced the Art of Non-Fiction Initiative, which will expand the Institute's existing support for documentaries exploring contemporary social issues. Rachel Weisz stars in Complete Unknown, a narrative film about the perils and pleasures of self-reinvention. I caught up with director-screenwriter Joshua Marston.
Part of the reason why I got into being a filmmaker is because I'm fascinated with investigating other people, other worlds, other lives. For me, every film is an opportunity to enter into a whole other world and play anthropologist. It's really about transformation. It's about, can we completely transform ourselves?
Yeah, this is a film about identity, It's a film about how I think we all struggle at times to be comfortable in our own skin, and this is a very extreme example of it.
Well, with temperatures in the teens and snow falling, I stayed inside for the red carpet premiere of Love and Friendship. Whit Stillman returns to the Sundance Film Festival in top form with his latest comedy of manners. Actor Xavier Samuel was at the premiere.
And I think the film offers all those things present in Jane Austen, perhaps has more of an Oscar Wilde sort of flavor to it.
And what is the underlining theme of love and friendship? Kate Beckinsale had the perfect response.
Love and friendship.
Love and friendship.
More comedy at the Sundance Film Festival this year. The Hollers! John Krasinski's big-hearted family comedy takes a touching look at the ties that bind. Krasinski plays John Holler, a frustrated graphic novelist, anxiously awaiting the birth of his baby with girlfriend Rebecca, played by Anna Kendrick. And it's more drama than you may first realize.
I hope that people see themselves and see their family members in this movie, because it's all about the beauty and how special family is, but also how complicated it is.
From comedy to gentrification? Gentrification is a trend in urban neighborhoods which results in increased property values and the displacing of lower-income families and small businesses. Okay, we're getting a little more serious now with a film directed by Ira Sachs called Little Men, starring Greg Kinnear, Jennifer Ehle, and Paulina Garcia.
This issue of gentrification and relocation and people being forced out is kind of a global issue, and in a way I think that theme kind of runs through this movie in a small way that resonated with me, but I think people take different things away from it. It's a very endearing film.
Actor Jennifer Ehle explained that the film originally had a different title.
At one point, the title of the film was "Thank You for Being Honest," and it's actually a line that somebody says in the film to somebody else. And I think the meaning for this film, part of the meaning is that life is unavoidably messy, and that people are going to get hurt no matter what we do.
And now we leave Utah for Montana. Well, at least the actors and crew took the trip for the filming of certain women, including Kristen Stewart. The film features rugged men of yesteryear struggling with age and injury, while the women imperfectly blaze trails. But the three protagonists, according to Stewart, have trouble seeing.
There are people that don't see everything. It's like they're people that you want to tap on the shoulder and say, hey, you're really missing the ball here. So it's like, a good euphemism for somebody who's just like annoying or something, or just like not seeing something. It's like, oh, she's, that's very certain. It's a really certain type of person.
We learn from actor Jared Harris that the film is also about relationships and the desire to be with others.
I thought the movie was about sort of isolation and loneliness and the desire to exist, and that, in the sense that you need human contact to feel present, and it's the desire to have that contact with somebody.
It's our choice. We can just sit and relax and not get so philosophical while watching our favorite movie, or we can choose to look deeper and to understand what the filmmakers are hoping to show us. The Sundance Film Festival of 2016 definitely had its share of social justice, thought-provoking, and transformative films and filmmakers hoping to make a simple point about life, or perhaps even change the world with the educational or heartwarming underlining theme. Meeting these creative people inspired us to keep creating films that have the potential of transforming hearts and minds through film. Main Street is where we wrapped it up for 2016.
I think people recognize the fact that films can make a difference. They can inspire, they can create, thought-provoking ideas, and we've definitely seen that this year at Sundance.
For sure, yeah.
All right, so if you want some more information about our films, you can go to metamorafilms.org. That's metamorafilms.org. All right, for Heather Duhamel and myself, we're here at Park City, Sundance. We'll see you next year.